If you want to look and feel like an ethereal, sultry goddess in 2025, keep watching. I'm showing you step by step how to achieve this sexy but angelic glam that will not only photograph well, but will look good in real life. For super hydrated and plump base, I always start with Tatcha's Dewy Skin Cream. And for that glowy filtered effect, I'm going in with my iconic London Underglow Primer. And for foundation, I'm going in with my Dior Forever Glow Foundation. This just gives the most like buttery, glowy skin. And as I always do, I like to start from the center of my face and buff outwards. You don't really want a ton of product on like the perimeter of your face, especially we're gonna be going in with like bronzer and contour and blush. I know someone's gonna ask, this is the Tennille J B4 Curve Blender Brush. I'm using this for like every step of my makeup routine while I've been away. Hourglass Concealer, lift and brighten. Tapping that into place really precisely with my Hourglass Concealer brush. What I like to do is push it into my skin exactly where I placed it down. It'll just give a lot more of a lift and a lot more of like a brightening effect because you're not dispersing the product in other areas of your face. You're just keeping it where you placed it. Obviously, you're diffusing it slightly. You don't even need to blend everything perfectly because I'm gonna go back in with that foundation brush and just buff out the edges. Westman contour to add structure back into my face. I like to go under the cheekbone, brow bone, right down the nose, connecting it to the orbital bone, which is right here, under the nose. And honestly, that's it. Gently buffing that into place. Same with the concealer. I want to keep this exactly almost where I placed it down. A little bit of this blush from Westman, the shade Chouchette. I'm gonna add more blush later, but placing it on the tops of the apples of my cheeks to still give that full cheek moment, but also to like lift and snatch the face. I'm gonna add bronzer later, so I'm setting as per usual. Doing my backwards setting technique. I have a video pinned on how I do that. Time for eyes. Going in with the Kylie Cosmetics Smoky Palette. I'm taking the shade Fig, which is kind of like a neutral taupe shade, and just structuring my eyes out. Much like how you contour your face, I like to bring a little bit of structure or like shadow back into my eyes. Very lightly want to run a shade similar to this under your brow bone. Drag up and out to get that really sultry lift to your eye and connect it in to your orbital bone or nose. And with whatever is left over on the brush, I like to just sweep that on my lower lash line. Then with the shade Mist, focusing that on the inner part of my lid and then also to the center of my lid, but I'm stopping there. I actually like to drag that down a little bit to my under eye, popping a little bit of that right under my brow just to pop it a little more. Taking a super precise angled brush, shade Snooze, getting a very sleek liner and tucking that on my upper inner corner, tightlining with a black crayon, bringing it all the way to the inner corner and adding a little bit on top of the shadow that I placed before. I do this so that the crayon lasts longer. But when I put a shadow down, it kind of like dries my eye out a little bit. You could go in with one of the shimmer shades from the Kylie palette, but I just realized I brought my Fenty Diamond Balm and I just think that I have to use it. Placing it right over where I put the white shade. Look how gorgeous that's looking. Okay, now we're going in with our cream bronzer. I'm using the Mario Skin Enhancer. It's just the most beautiful sheer formula. It really does enhance your skin, like it brings it back to life. Placing it like right under where the concealer is blended out. I don't want to take away any of that like super beautiful snatching lifting that we did earlier. Just kind of doing it in a pressing motion rather than like a dragging motion. More of that Westman blush. Placing it so it gives a nice lift, but I'm not placing it all the way like up here, just on the tops of the apples of the cheeks. Then taking my L'Oreal Lumi Glass highlighter and placing it in my favorite little spot. It's this crevice, kind of like right under the wing. It just catches the light. Do you see that? Brushing my brows up with a little bit of clear brow gel. Like I always say though, do your brows however you like. For the lips, I wanted to do like a cool toned liner moment and a pinky peachy center of the lip. ABH Impeccable Setting Spray. Black or brown mascara, I'm going in with black. Using the Benefit Bounce Mascara. Okay, and we're all done. It's giving sultry angel doll. I'm actually so obsessed with this routine. Every time I do it, I love it more. Guarantee you it'll give you the most confidence. Glam is just so gorgeous. So let me know when you try it. Bye.